This tutorial we're going to talk about the home page banner, the home page slider that we have right here. Now, what I want to point out first is you don't even have to have an actual banner or slider on the blog. So if you don't want that, I'll actually go over that first. It's really easy. You want to come into the theme options. Let's go to blog, and right at the very top, blog slider, show blog on slider. So if you put this thing to no, go ahead and save that. I thought I hit the button, maybe I didn't. Let's try it again. Okay, good to go. Refresh. Now what I should have is no banner here, and then what will happen is obviously your posts, your most recent post, excuse me, will show up at the top. Okay. Anyways, for those who do want the blog page banner, obviously first thing you want to do is make sure this is saved as yes, that you want to show it. Slider type, so we have, just like for the home page, we have horizontal, vertical, and fade. We have auto play. Will it play on its own, as in will it slide or change to the next banner on its own? And if you do choose yes for that, you can actually set whether it's going to pause and hover when you hover over with your mouse, as well as how much time in between each slide. Excuse me. Alright. Next is the slide, how much time animation in between seconds, seconds in between each different image. So right now it's 1.5, so if I put this at, something crazy just to show you how this works, is 5 seconds. And I do, let's see, refresh this thing. Now when I go to change the sliding image, it's going to take a really long time to show that actual the next slide, next thing in order. So we're going to see how long this thing's going to take. See, it's going to take a long time. Alright, so that's what that does. So if you're going to use the fade animation, make sure you kind of keep that, a little bit on the low side. Now again, these obviously only work if you are using autoplay. Alright, next is how do we get an image in the text in here. And what we do is we want to go over to the blog slider and go ahead and click add new. Really easy. This is more for naming your slider. So for instance, this is a name that's not going to show up here. This name does not show up in this. This is more for your reference on how you're going to keep track of this. So for instance, maybe this is your fifth slider, so fifth slider. And then what you want to do is put your first line of text. So here is a title. The next line of text, Charlie is awesome. Well, sometimes. Alright, so we got that in. Then the link, where's it going to link to if it's clicked? So type in your URL, wherever it's going to be, whether it's on the site or out to Google, or somewhere else. Last, we want our image. So what image is going to actually show up there? So we can add a new image this way, or we can do from the media library, which probably at this point you're highly familiar with adding images. So I'll go ahead and choose show, use as featured image, X out, publish. Let's see, go ahead and scroll through this thing. There we are. Here's a title, Charlie's awesome. Well, sometimes there's our text, so we are set with that. Now, let me go over something real quick. You probably noticed when we were going through that when I first updated this page, that the banner we just added was not showing up first. So you're probably wondering, well, how do I control what shows up where? What you're going to want to do, and this is really easy to forget, I always forget it. In fact, I've already done a video on the homepage slider, and I forgot to even go over it. So I routinely forget, but you can actually order your sliders. So we'll see this box right here. So what the system does is it starts with 0, 0, and then if you have 7 sliders, be 0 through 6. You have 5 sliders, 0 through 5. So right now, this has a 0 in it, and I didn't set this. So if I go back to the blog sliders, all the ones we have listed, we have 4 in here. If I look at this one, this is going to have a 0 in there as well. See, so what's going to happen is this one's going to be first, and then the newest one is going to be next. And that's why you're seeing this one show up second. So if I actually change this to 4, or let's see, 3, I believe, since we have 4, and then come back in here. Let me just double check to make sure these are 1 and 2. There's 1. So that should be good. So let me refresh. I should now see the lady and the bride and groom first. Alright, so first, second, third, and last. And there we are. Okay, so when you make these, when you make your first one, make sure you think about that. Otherwise, if you have 8 slides and you didn't number it and you're going to order it, you have to go back into each one, 0 or set 1 or set 2 or set 3, and set them all up. So again, under the attributes section on the right, just put in the number of the order you want to see that picture, whether it's first or second or third or whatever. Okay, that will do it for this one.